Hello, fellow robots out there in internet land. I am Sobertron, and welcome to the next episode of Titancraft Season 8 here on Tangotech's Patreon server. And as always, guys, if you want to join us here, all the information is down in that description for Tangotech's Patreon page. Just follow the directions, same thing. Sign up. It's fun. It's a blast. You will have a great time. I swear you will. Anyway, we are back where we left off in last episode, in our gold farm slash guardian farm slash amazing room of awesomeness. Like, this place is crazy. We've got, an ocean monument guardian farm up over there somewhere. We got a portal gold farm up over there, and we're getting just tons of drops. Crazy, stupid amounts of gold, crazy, stupid amounts of shards and crystals and fish. Lots and lots of fish, like more fish than I could ever use. I don't know why I'm saving it. Just to trade it to these two dudes over here. That is way too much fish. But I have been doing some stuff. I kind of got a secret. Well, it's mostly Cash's secret, and I've recently started really helping her with it. And that's what we're going to start today's episode with. We have other plans, other projects that we're going to get to later on. But there's another project that I need to get to first, because it's been way too long in the making, and Cash has been doing this pretty much solo, so I've been lending her a hand, and I'm going to build a thing to make things great. Things to make things... That sentence didn't make any sense. I'll just stop talking now, and I'll show you. So in order to get to this kind of secret-ish project that mostly Cash, like I said, Cash is the main person on this project. In order to get there, we have to head into the nether. And from here, it's a bit of a leg. Some of you might get a little bit annoyed about how far away it is. I know I do. And we're there. That's it. We're there. We are at the project. So, if you can't tell, we're doing a Wither Skelly farm. At least a little bit of one. Yeah, Cash has been going full-on crazy. When she is kind of bored or just feels like watching a movie or a TV show or something, she'll just start digging in the nether. And she is going full-on crazy. I mean, this is like in between other things she's doing. She's just digging and digging. So, she's done the vast majority of the digging in this area. I've been working on the ceiling, like getting some of that down, because for some reason she didn't go all the way up. So I've been taking care of that, and I'm glad I did, because there was a lot of little caves and things up in this area. Let's see if I can find one. Yeah, like right here. Look, like why? Why, Mojang? Why this? Why this thing? I don't like it. It's annoying. I gotta clear it out just so I can get better rates at our soon-to-be Wither Skeleton farm. Now, I don't even know if I've shown this in the past. I might have in like episode 2. I can't recall. But Gorewings, our friend Gorewings, was going to build us a nice, simple, easy Wither Skeleton farm. And he hasn't been around. He's life and things, and he plays a lot of Destiny 2, and, you can't blame the guy. So I've kind of taken over the farming or the building of the farm of this. I'm going to get shot in the face. So what we have is Gore originally was just going to use that single crossroads over there. But honestly, over here, there are 5 full crossroads really close to each other. So you got the one that's kind of built up there. Hi. You got that one, and then you've got another one there. Where is it? There. Yeah, there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. That's number 5. This one isn't really a crossroads. It's another structure that has some spawnable spaces. And then there was another one even right here, and that's why I was considering using this one, because I could have gotten a chunk of this, but not all those would have been valid spaces. But I'm getting ahead of myself. I'll explain all that later, because right now I just need to clear this out. It needs to go away. I only want, like, these slabs remaining, and that's it. So I gotta clear out all the rest of this fortress, which is a pain in the butt. And we also have to get rid of our Blaze farm. So sadly, Cash is going to be a little upset because she uses that thing all the time to repair her tools. Because it's just easier for her. She'll be out here mining for hours, just watching TV shows and movies and doing some work out here. And then she'll come to the Blaze farm and do the same thing to repair all of her tools. And then rinse and repeat. It's great. I love it. But let me get all of this done, clear out all this, and then I'll explain my logic on why we're only going to use actual good crossroads and ignore these two guys right over here. So what I've basically done here is created a really bad magma cube farm. Magmas are spawning right now just because there's no way to stop them at the present moment. Eventually all those torches will be gone and all this netherrack will be replaced with wither roses. But I wanted to talk first about why I made this farm smaller than what I could have. First, because it's a square. It's a 38 by 38 square. It made it really easy. Second, right now when the where the skeletons spawn, they are only within 9 blocks of a piglin. Same thing. Only 9 blocks from a piglin. So no matter where they spawn on this platform, they are going to see one of these guys on their platform, and there are 3 of them in total, giving us a total of 12 piglins. If I would have used this area here, I would have had to reconfigure the setup and all that stuff, and I would have had to get 6 more piglins, and I didn't want to do that. I did not want to do that at all. It would have been a real big pain. You can see I tried doing a little area right there in that crimson forest. That's a crimson forest, trust me. It wasn't working all that well, hence all that other pathing. I got, actually, I think 10 of the 12, or 13, because there's a guy down there somewhere, too. 10 of the 13 I got from up there, and the other 3 just randomly spawned there. But basically what's going to happen, anywhere where a wither skeleton will spawn, they will see a piglin, they will try to eat his face off, and they will fall down here. And then, same thing, they're within 9 blocks of this guy right here, and they are going to attempt to go this way, and they will eventually fall into a kill chamber that I have yet to build. That's another thing I got to do. The problem with that is I actually have to build that slightly below lava, and I don't want to do that yet, so I have to clear some lava out right here, because I need to be 24 blocks away from that bottom platform. Well, first and foremost, I need to condition this place for pack spawning, and that's going to require placing some more blocks out and then carpeting it up. And I want to say it's only 4 blocks away, so out to there, and then carpet on top of that. That just prevents all the blazes from spawning and burning my face off. But I also want to say it's 5 blocks away. I can't quite remember. I need to look that up. So it's either 4 blocks or 5 blocks all the way around this thing. That way, if a pack spawns, it forces them inside this area, which is great. That means more mobs for us to kill. But yeah, that's really it. Once I get that kind of pack spawn conditioning done and the kill chamber done, all I have left to do is get the wither roses. And I'm going to need 66 stacks of them. I need to go buy some, because that's the only way I can get wither roses at the present moment, because I don't have a farm for it, nor do I plan on building a farm for it. So I'm going to do all that. I'm going to do everything. I'm going to get all that done. I'm going to do all the wither rose stuff, and I'm going to build a kill chamber. And it's loud with those magmas. Jeez. But yeah, a couple more hours, and this farm should be operational. And honestly, if it wasn't for the clearing and conditioning of the entire area, a farm like this is done in no time at all. So I'm going to do all that, and I'll be back in a little bit. So I may have done a little bit more work kind of in between clips than I initially realized. You can see the nether fortress is 100% gone. It's not there anymore. You can see all those slabs kind of over my right shoulder to the left side of your screen for you. But the whole thing's dug. It's all gone. You see, I got back from vacation. Well, on vacation, laptop came with me, and in between other fun extracurricular activities, I dug, and I dug, and I dug, and I dug, and everything is gone, except for the glowstone, because I didn't feel like doing that. It'll get done, I just didn't want to be bothered by it. But I also have been not necessarily AFKing a lot to get skulls, but coming over here periodically, especially as I was tearing out the fortress. That was the last thing I did, and I would just see them dropping down the chute and building up here, so I'd come over periodically and just smash face, It's a great thing, and I have that many skulls. That's a lot of skulls. I don't think I need that many skulls. But I also have a ton of bone blocks. 2 full shulkers plus all this. Yeah, lots. It's kind of hard not to kill them as they drop down. It's kind of insane how much I get, though. Right now, probably not so much. We've got a few people online. It's going to be a little bit worse. But you can see they're trickling in at a fairly constant rate. A couple of them are occasionally dying. Which is why I have the hay bales there. It does help with the fall damage a little bit, but occasionally, I think it's some RNG stuff. If the guy's falling from the top level, hits that hay bale, he might take a little bit more damage than he should, and then he falls there and just kind of splats. But it's fine. I've killed like 7,000 wither skellies already, and, I'm getting a fairly consistent, like, 5.5% chance of a skull. So, yeah, I've got a lot of skulls. It's great. It's fantastic. More than enough beacons than I need. So that's cool. This project isn't done yet because I don't have a storage system, but I'm going to visit that in the future. It's been a little annoying destroying all the swords just by throwing them in lava, but you know what? We'll deal with that. We will deal with that. Now, some of you may be asking why I kind of rushed this, didn't film it a lot. It's because we're not done. We have another big project to tackle today. Look at all of them. Look at all of them. I'm going to kill them. I'm going to kill them again. I got to do it. Got to do it. You can't not kill them. Initially, I was planning on doing our kind of mini nether hub because I want to connect up all the kind of piers of our base to their own separate portal. But I figured it'd be weird to do it right now because I would need to explain more about the base that I really haven't done. So instead of that, we're going to work on another big project, and that is kind of the focal point of our whole platform that I just call the central tower. And it is big. It is very, very big. So let me head over there, back to base, just quickly through this portal, and let me get some stuff set up, and I'll show you kind of the layout, how it's going to look, and then we're just going to go to the sky. So here we are back at our base, right in the middle of the platform, and you can see the outline of the building I've done. And honestly, this building is quite big. It occupies a fairly large footprint, but compared to the size of this whole thing, yeah, it doesn't look that big. Now, in the future, there's going to be a lot more things out here, and this thing is going to dwarf them all. This is the tallest structure that will appear here at our base. And it's going to be awesome. It's going to be really cool. It looks fantastic, and it is big. Super big, really, really big. I can't remember exactly how big, though. Somewhere around, like, the 190 blocks tall range. And it's going to look fantastic. You're going to love it. So what we're doing is we're using a lot of gray scales with a little bit of accent of that cyan concrete. We're also using gray concrete, light gray concrete, and cyan terracotta. I love this block. Favorite block, probably in the game. And it's going to be heavily used in everything here on fourth with our base. Lots and lots of things. So it's almost like a symmetrical thing. You can see these three corners are identical. That one is not very different. This is like the first non-symmetrical build of our area, and it gets even crazier towards the top. But I've got all my materials laid out over there, and I'm kind of dividing this tower up into, I want to say, 3 phases, but phase 3 is going to be like sub-phases. For this first phase, it's like the ground level stuff. So in these 3 corners here where you can see those little kind of circular bits are kind of like little towers. I want to say they go up about 16 blocks, and then they've got this little arched cap, and then these kind of other sides go up even further, and then it arches in kind of towards the middle of the tower a little bit. And then these 2 stripes literally just go all the way up. It goes for a long time. Those ones, and the ones right over there. And those are almost mimicking water. I played with the idea of actually having flowing water, but squids and craziness, I didn't want to deal with that. So anywhere you see that kind of cyan concrete, it's kind of like my idea of water flowing down, because we're on a massive ocean. It literally surrounds us everywhere. So this first phase is going to be super easy. It's going to take me no time at all. It just involves a lot of kind of pillaring up around the entire structure with the color I currently, just doing this for a very long time until I think I'm 16. Yeah, 16 blocks up, and then we can move on to what I'm gonna call phase 2. Look at that, I even messed that up. Phase 2 involves like some other blocks, not one other block, two other blocks. I can't remember. It's kind of like little balconies in a way, and then phase 3 is just full on nuts, and I'm not even prepared for that yet. So let me get this initial groundwork started, or at least finished. Finish is a better word. And I'll see you once. Look, I can't even talk right now. I'll see you once all that is done, guys. So it took just about 2 hours, I think, to get this first phase done. Phase section project thing. Let's call it a thing. Done. Lots of just repetitive block placements. I actually screwed up on one of the things. I'm trying to flood the inside of this when I have to convert it to concrete from the powder on the inside. That way the water doesn't go everywhere. And when I was building this little section here, I forgot to do it, and then I had to scaffold up, and it was a pain. It's a bit of a pain, but you can see what I'm going for, and it looks, I like it a lot. It looks really cool. It's those grayscales, like I said, with just a splash of color. Now I do have some light sources. You can see there's some in the towers there, and then there's some more up top there, which is going to help with some lighting. But I have a feeling I'm going to need to figure out a way to spawn-proof like those outer bits right there. It's gonna be a pain. I can tell you that right now. We'll see though. We will see. I haven't actually tested it. I designed this in a peaceful world, so I have no idea if it's spawn-proof. Phase 2, though. Let's talk about Phase 2. Phase 2 begins with a lot of this stuff. Smooth quartz, actually. Stairs and slabs and things. So what we're going to do is we're going to build 3 kind of levels. The first one is right here, obviously. And this comes out... Hi, block. Welcome back. No, and then it goes like this. There we go. So it's going to be like a kind of layered ring effect with upside down stairs and then a solid platform up top, if that makes sense. Yeah. And then hi, how are you? And then there's gonna be a thing like this out here, a little balcony. Walk all the way around the thing, and then there's gonna be another wall here. Let me just do it. Let me just do it. Show you. Phase 1 done, like I said, and phase 2 begins right now. Well, phase 2 is done, guys. That's right. Phase 2 is complete. Look at it. Look at it. I didn't mention that I was also going to add that to phase 2. I only talked about these things. And I love the white of the quartz, smooth quartz. Concrete would have been great if we had concrete stairs and slabs, but we don't. So smooth quartz it is. But it makes it pop. It has such a contrast to the grays in this build that it looks great. If it wasn't there, if that white wasn't there, all you would see is straight lines of gray and cyan, and that breaks up the build nicely into, a third, because there's more to come. There's more to come up there. So you got the lower third, and then the middle third, and then there's going to be the upper third. That came out weird. I don't know why. Anyway, there's no plans to actually be able to access this from the inside of the building. This is all purely decorative. I might make a little like hidden door maybe in the future to come out here and do stuff, but this base is honestly meant for a flyer. You can't just walk around this place. But I do want to ask you guys for help. I need some help with interiors. I need ideas to put in here. Because essentially from everywhere below where I'm at right now, I have no plans for decorative things. None whatsoever. We're actually going to be moving our nether portal up here. It's going to go somewhere on this back wall, a little bit higher. And it'll make more sense once I start work on this third section. But yeah, no plans for anything up here. I have plans for section 3, phase 3. Not going to get to it today. But in the future, we absolutely will. Probably start it next episode. But our portal is absolutely going to be somewhere on this back wall over here. And I've got ideas for that interior room, which will make more sense later. It'll make a lot more sense later once I explain this place to its fullest extent. But the movement of the portal is why I didn't work on the nether hub. It would have made more sense to work on the nether hub today because we worked in the nether earlier. Finishing the little mini hub of mine would have made sense. But I needed to get this project done. And because, we're on a floating city, we finally have a building that's jutting out above the water. But moving on to phase 3, I got to work on it into 3 kind of different sections because it's very complex. Doing that top bit is probably going to take me 2 to 3 times longer than it did to do these two combined. So I'm looking at like 10 to 12 hours of work just to get that bad boy done. So yeah, I've got my work cut out for me. But I'm going to work on the front first and then move like around to the sides and the back. And then there's one more thing at the top. Honestly, that top thing's going to take me no time at all. But it's the front and wrapping around to the sides, essentially section 1 and 2 of phase 3. Phases, sections, I don't know what I'm saying anymore. But let me get the front done. I'll come back, I'll show it to you. This building, once that's in, is going to look fantastic. So I'm really excited to show you the end result of it. But not the end, because we got more to do after that. So I'll be back in a bit. So it's been right around 3 hours to get this first section of phase 3 done, and it was a little painful. Just making sure I had all the spacings and measurements right took a while. It took a very, very long while. I actually messed up early on getting this first kind of platform section done. I built it too high, and it was off, and it was upsetting me. It was upsetting me greatly, but this section is done. At least for now. There's still more work to do, and it's 100% just a facade. There's nothing. Even these little tower bits are not complete yet because it's going to be easier once I do the next section, which involves a lot of light gray concrete, as you can see from my inventory. It's just filled with the stuff. So we're going to work on kind of the command center, for lack of a better term, for this entire city. This entire city that will be here in the future is ran from this room right here. And that's why our portal is going to move up here, because it's a nice decorative feature, and it will make more sense when I tell you what this place actually is and what it's modeled after. But that day is not today. No, not today, folks. I'll give you a hint, though. It's a big city, and it's floating in the water, and it moves. It moves vast distances, vast distances, possibly in space. That's it. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. If you know what it is and you can figure it out, it's from a huge sci-fi series. So If you look at the, how this place looks, I'll even give you another clue of the map. There you go. Map, look at it. It's great. Look at the building. It's fantastic. I love it. It's great. So yeah, I have a lot more work ahead of me getting this next section done. The other thing I wanted to comment on is just how tall this thing is, and it's not even done being built yet. Right now, this glass block, which is the highest point so far, is at Y220, and it's gonna go higher. So if this was built in earlier versions of Minecraft, it wouldn't fit. It would not fit. So, yay. It's not gonna quite reach build limit, but it's still gonna be impressive, especially considering there's nothing else here right now. So I'm gonna do what I always do, and that's shut up and build, because this thing ain't gonna finish itself. In only 3 short hours, guys. That's all it took to build this entire kind of back end main compartment, if you were, of our first and focal point building. Like, this thing matters. This thing is in the center of the city. You can see it from very far away. And yeah, so 3 hours all it took. And it probably would have taken less time if I had enough light gray concrete. I had to keep going back down in my storage and making more because I severely underestimated how much of the stuff I would need. But you can really see how this thing is taking shape now. And I really, really want to show you this because I'm going to be spending a lot of time up here. This is like I said earlier, the main location for this city. This is where all the functions get ran out of, like the command center, if you were. Yeah, you can see it's a big, big room, and we're gonna break it up into other kind of smaller rooms and things. But the main room, the big one, is right here, and it's big. It's got lots of space, and this is actually where my portal's gonna go. My nether portal will end up going right there. The 4 obsidian blocks for the bottom are gonna end up right here. Then I'm gonna have some stairs up and craziness and shenanigans, and I can't wait. I'm excited. I'm super, super, super excited to tackle that inside bit. But let's focus on what we need to do today, and that's finishing up this building, because we have to do one last bit, and it's not going to take me long at all. It's going to go really, really fast. And basically what we're doing is we're taking something like that, this guy right here, except bigger, on steroids, much bigger. It's going to go like 40 blocks up. It's going to be big. So it's literally just concrete and terracotta and some lights, and that's it. So shouldn't take me more than like 40 minutes to get this thing done, honestly. So I'm gonna just do it right now. It's gonna happen, and I'll come back, and you can finally see the entire building in its infinite glory. So here it is, ladies and gentlemen, the final product. Let's just do a whole like down to top shot of that thing. It is massive, guys. It is such an impressive structure. I love this thing. It looks so good. Like I said, favorite build probably ever. Favorite singular build. Like this one building. It's so good. The crazy thing is too, standing up here, you can't even see the bottom of my base anymore because it's out of render distance. And it takes like a full 5 seconds to drop down to the bottom of this thing. Now, it won't be like that. You won't be able to do that, but it's just really cool for that to, happen. It's very massive. I love it. It's great. The map too. I updated that. Building's pretty much done from the exterior, and it looks really cool right there. It looks like a bug, almost. I don't know why. That just popped into my brain. I've looked at this a couple times now, and that's the first time I thought of it. But look at this thing. It's so great. I love it. I absolutely, absolutely love this thing, and I hope you guys do too. I can't wait to reveal a few more of my, plans for this season, and to reveal some more of the lore behind our base, which will be coming very, very soon. And I think next time we are going to work on that interior. Yeah. Until then, you guys have a good one.